Good day, my audience at home. I am your regular instructor, Uncle Philip. The subject still remained marketing. Yesterday we discussed on how new product in the market fail. So we've talked about products. Now you can't talk only about product in business. You must marry it up with service. So today we'll be looking at service. Service. Now service is an aspect of business activities people create within themselves to make a living. So, in as much as you have product being displayed in the market, it's not everybody that have product to display in the market. Part of the product we equally talked about tangible and intangible products. So you have the product you can that are referred to as real commodity. You equally have the other one referred to as what intangible. These are the two wheels that revolves in the market where you have goods and service or product and services. So, but today we consider service, and service is a business activity. So, anytime you hear about service, we're talking about business business activities that go on in the market. So, every day people are out there depending on what you are able to do. So, there are some that are going to market carrying products. There are other ones there too going to buy. There are other ones too that are going there to offer services. You have wheelbarrow boys there. You have Aburu people too on the road looking for who to catch to. Each of all these ones, they are out there. Nobody's out there to count the numbers of vehicle moving. Nobody's out there to count the number of electric poles. Nobody's out there to just be moving up and down. See, if by the time you go to main market, you see there are these boys, their work is to stand by the road. So as soon as you are coming into the market, they begin to ask you, my brother, which one do you want? This is electronic war. Okay, which one do you want to buy? Is it computer? Is it a refrigerator? Any brand of, so far as you are in that market. Now, these guys, they don't have shop. So the only thing they do in the market is to give you an assistance. They will just carry you, just tell them what you want to buy. They will carry you to the place. And as soon as they keep you there, they leave. He looks like a good Samaritan. They look like good Samaritan. Oftentimes you begin to ask yourself, Kai, this guy carrying me up and down. I've not given him anything. No. He just giving me the whole of this service. Now, this young man, say, everybody who is in business, they are all intelligent. You may not see, their profits. You may not access the feasibility of their profit. But they themselves who are offering this service know what they're doing. So by the end of the day, he could be in one corner watching you. But by the end of the day, other Mr. XYZ, who he eventually brought you into, of course, he's working for somebody that you don't even know. He will tell you he's my senior brother. And by the end of the day, his senior brother or whatever thing he may call him, we have to settle him. So business in this service, is an activity. You are not likely to carry product to the market, but the one you have to offer is to offer an assistance. So offering an assistance is referred to as part of the business activities. You are offering an assistance. You are giving a help. You are giving direction. You are helping people. And each of this help goes along with putting money in your pocket. People are out there at different points to take different delivery. Okay? Just the Okada men, they are there. People with a small truck, they are there. And most of the time they leave a particular place where they are, they go in there into the market proper to be asking you, madam, what can we do for you? And lo and behold, you see some person dragging plenty lot of load. They say, okay, madam, where are you going to? Come, I have a small truck that can help you carry this thing home. My brother, thank you. So by the end of the day, my brother, thank you. The next thing is, how much will I not give you? In fact, the client, the customer is the one, asking now, what do I offer to you? And of course, a man who have offered you this assistance, you won't tell him, you want to make him feel happy. So by the end of the day, whichever thing you are doing out there, the major thing in this activity here, is profit. Profit. Just like the Bible will tell you, it said, in every work, there is what? There is a profit. Okay? In every work, there is a profit. But we must do something that will put money into our hand. Because if you keep sleeping from morning till night, where you have only achieved good realization, but no money has entered your pocket. Now, going further, we talked about the characteristics of service or services. The characteristics. So when you see this being displayed in the market, you will equally know that, okay, this one is what they mean by inseparability or perishability or whatever. The essence of all this teaching is that when you go out there, you will see what unskilled men have already put in place. Most of them, they are not learned, but God gave them that IQ to be able to display some things. Even in the business school we run today, most of the people who started this business school, they are not as much as let me use the word learned. But the issue here is that over time, that work that they have started now have been getting one or two touch, and all over Nigeria they go to a particular place known as what? Business school, where they teach you more about business. So here we do part of the preliminary part of that business school. But here, you go to school, you learn and establish yourself, become self-reliant. The other part there is that you become equally what? An entrepreneur on your own. Now, we looked at the characteristics of this business activity, which we call service. So you have characteristics of this service. So number one there is we have what we refer to as lack of ownership. Lack of ownership. Now, people who are in this business, most of them, they don't have office. Most of these people, they don't have shop. Okay? But sometimes they use a landmark and tell you, I'm here. That is my office. There's this place in Nigeria, in Delta State. There's this popular hotel. They call it, fast food joint, McDonald's. When you go to McDonald's in Asaba, you have plenty lot of young men, articulate young men, intelligent young men, well-dressed young men. They have decided to use McDonald's as a landmark for their business. So anywhere you are within the Asaba axis, or the suburb of Asaba, once you hear about McDonald's, everybody know where McDonald's is. And when you go there, you see men of good reputation, well-dressed men, and of course, even yourself who is coming to patronize them, you look small before them, and their composition and their disposition tells you that these guys are not ordinary men. It's just because of unemployment that have fixed most of those people there. But the issue here is that this one, they don't have office, but they have credibility. So one of the characteristics of this business is that, number one, we said a lack ownership. By the time you leave there tomorrow, your son is not coming to inherit that business. You know, there is no structure. There is no XYZ company that is being managed by XYZ. No. So here there is what we refer as what lack of ownership. Even that your business, your son cannot even inherit it. Your son cannot inherit your real estate business, except on the ground that you have an office. Except on the ground that you have what, an office. So if you are a wheelbarrow pusher, you don't have an office. You are just standing in a deep place, taking a delivery of your business. You are just there doing your business. So when you leave there tomorrow, anybody else from anywhere can come over and take over that place. So here we said lack of ownership. You don't have an ownership, of a particular place. You can't even go there now and tell another person, another contemporary, and say, hey, guy, live there. I'm the owner of this place. No, you don't even own a space. Everyone in this business, they are more or less referred to as survivor or the fittest set of human being. Okay, so if you manage to get a space today, continue. And maybe after some time, you can maybe, they will now know that, oh, now organize the park here. But the issue is that what this business you run here, you lack what we refer to as what ownership. And most of these business, they are not registered. It is only those one like in the real estate world, very few of them that have their registration with CAC. So 1,001 men who run this business, they don't have CAC. Some have, but majority of them, they are just running around the market. They are just running around. But by the end of the day, their running rounds are not always in vain, because if you have to go for site inspection in real estate world, you give them, what is referred as what logistics. So if I get logistics from A, after about 45 minutes, I am done. I return back again to that same spot. I get another logistics, from B. And by the end of the day, that is how most of them, are surviving. And some of them today, when you see them, you may not even know that these guys, this is what they do. And when you ask them, they'll tell you, I'm a real estate consultant. It's a wonderful name, that our friends over there, bear. Sometimes they have a complimentary card. And when you look at their complimentary card, they will tell you this and that and that, and above all, real estate consultant. Even when they didn't go to school to read about quantity and surveyor, but they still bear down them. Even when they don't have the idea of what is it called? Taking valuing estate. In fact, everybody now can value estate now. So this business is a flexible business where you have most of these young men there. It's not as if that they didn't go to school. Some of them are engineer there, but there is no job there. Today, even engineer too, ride the Okada. In my housing where I lived, the other day, the Okada man that carried me there happened to be, a civil engineer. Civil engineer is riding Okada. Why? Because there's no job. So in service, people create a business that can give them something to sustain them and sustain their household. Then we talked about intangibility. The second one is referred to as intangibility. Now, from the word, we have used tangible before. It means you can see the product. But here now is intangible, intangibility. So in this case, you are not seeing what you are buying, but you are enjoying a service. So for instance, you, my viewer at home, you are there watching me, you are enjoying a service. And this service you are enjoying now, you are paying for it. Okay? You may not know how you are paying for it, but watching your regular tutor on marketing, something is leaving your hand to another hand. That is business. In business world, something will have to leave your hand to another hand. And in all of this one, we want to maximize good profit. We want to maximize good profit. So even you two watching me at home there, you are making your own profit. Because we are broadening your horizon as important to business, as important to academics. So by the end of the day, you are gaining somewhere. So tomorrow too, you too can become a professor lecturing in marketing. And of course, when you are lecturing in this one, you won't forget about all these ones. That actually we gave you a lift from somewhere, and today you have become a professor. So money is leaving your hand in a way to another hand. And equally myself, you are tutor, you are regular a tutor too. Something is leaving my hand too. And that thing that is leaving my hand too is what we refer to as what? Intangible service. You are not seeing it, but you are enjoying the service. You are enjoying the service. Okay? You cannot hold a light in your house, but when NEPA go off, that is when you now appreciate the value of NEPA. And when NEPA return back again, you see everybody shout, "Hey, NEPA!" You know why? You are enjoying a service that you can see, but you cannot really what touch it. So it's not like going to buy tuber of yam. So this one is not tuber of yam, but it's just a service. A child who go to school and pay school fees, you just pay school fees to sit down in the class to learn, and by the end of the day, that money you are paid for school fees is irrecoverable one. So you can't go back, maybe after 3 months and tell them, no, I don't want to continue again. Please give my school fees back. It is not possible. Okay, so you are paid for the service. So in this intangibility, people pay for service that over time they enjoy. Okay, that load that somebody have helped to carry in the market, you didn't carry it yourself, so you wouldn't know the stress that person went through to carry that load. But by the end of the day, we say something is leaving your pocket just for you to enjoy that satisfaction. So in every satisfaction, something must leave your hand to another hand. You are making your own profit, and so also the other person too, who is giving you that helping hand, is making his own profit. You have the next one referred to as inseparability. Now, let's say for instance here, a company that produces uh, iron for ironing clothes. You cannot separate that company from the same company that iron clothes. So if you come to buy an iron, electric iron here, perhaps you will need the services of this company to know how to use it. You need the services of this company, either to help you get somebody who can help you run the business. For instance, now you want to run a dry cleaning business, so you don't know who can iron very well, but you can wash, but you cannot iron well. See, the issue here is that you cannot be everybody. You must just have a particular area where you belong to. Oftentimes you can have some dry cleaner, they wash, maybe with the use of a washing machine, wash very well. But majorly, they major in ironing. Because those dry cleaner tell them to come and wash those clothes. They may not wash it well. But with the aid of washing machine, they can wash the well very well for you. But the major in that particular area of what ironing. You cannot be a consultant, a gynecologist doctor, and at the same time become a dentist doctor. So you must major in a particular area. So here we said it is inseparable. The same company who sells an iron can tell you how to use it. The same company too can equally help you to get somebody who will help you to run an ironing business with you. So here we said one of the characteristics of service, all these ones are services people render in different places. Today you have people who can write. It's not everybody that that in the movie industry that know how to write. But to some too, they major in acting. They are very good in acting. So you see, in this life, you cannot know everything. You cannot know everything, and you can even do everything too. You cannot do everything. So we are limited in some areas. So the next one is perishability. Perishability. The next one here is perishability. Now, service does not get bad. Okay, service doesn't get bad. So if you don't accept the service today, tomorrow there's need for uh, A to offer that service. So it's not a perishable goods. This one is not a perishable goods. So it's either you are picking it today or tomorrow you equally have a need for it. So it doesn't have a expiring date. Perishability, it doesn't have expiring date. Okay, so it's either you get it today or you can get it some other go time. It cannot be stopped. Services cannot be stopped. So we said it does not get bad. It does not get bad. Then the next one we consider under these characteristics is the one we refer to as heterogeneity. Heterogeneity. Now, there is no particular service that can always be identical. Okay? I am teaching you now. If I have to go back again to reteach you again, it may not be 100% what I've said before that I'm saying now. So, services comes in different form. Services come in different form. Okay? So, today you may be happy from the house, coming to render a service. But tomorrow too, is the same you too coming to render the same service. But from somewhere where you are coming from, you have not been feeling too well. So the service you render at a point A may not be the service you render at point B. Perhaps out of excitement, you have rendered a particular service, and people like you. But in another development, you cannot render the same service the same way. It is the same you. It is the same you. Just like today in the war, you discover that the same publisher that publishes a Bible, the same publisher that publishes Bible, he publish a Holy Bible, and at the same time publish Satanic Bible. So will you not say, this man, how can you be publishing a Holy Bible and at the same time be publishing a Satanic Bible? So at different time, he shows his experience, but his experience are not the same. His experience are not the same. So here we say one of the characteristics of the services people receive or offer can never be the same. That Mr. Okereke and son have offered me a service here. Does not mean that that is the same way that Mrs. SYZ will offer. So even you yourself, you cannot do the same thing, every now and then. So today you may be smiling, but tomorrow you may look moody. The other day again, you may be looking, unkempt. So the issue there is that, but it's the same human being. It's the same human being. So the emphasis here is that there is no product in the market that is the same. There's no product. See, even apple that you eat, you have the one that looks greenish. You have the other one that looks something like horse blood, but the same apple. But the issue there is what appearance differ. So that is why we have this word referred to as heterogeneity. Now, these services most of the time have some issues. Now, in life, you discover that everything in this life have advantage and they have advantage. They have challenges. They have their pros. They have their con. Okay, so in service, this service too is sweet when people offer these services. Very sweet. You earn your money, you enjoy a commission, and you can live a luxury life. Now, having talked about service, we can't talk about service without talking about challenges faced by service industry. There are challenges. So there are challenges. So we consider challenges faced by service industry. Plenty lot of challenge. There is no business without issues. So all businesses have their own issues. Now, number one here is that service are intangible, and so customer cannot hold the service. Okay, I may have seen your design. I may have seen your design, in a site, and I liked it. Just like I keep using a real estate business. So oftentimes they will show you picture of a particular a room and a parlor. It looks sweet. It looks sweet. But by the time you enter that a room and a parlor, the next thing that comes to your mind is now so this room and parlor look like self. It does not show the way. See, agents are wonderful. The issue here is that they want to always market their business. Just like we defined marketing before, that is an act of letting people know the value of what you are bringing to the market. So you put in plenty lot of energy to make sure that what your client is convinced. Or like when you come to our churches too, you see the way most of the preachers preach too. Hallelujah, praise God. Most of them are very charisma. They can dance round, and play a lot of acrobatic. All these ones. We want to get you excited in what we're doing. See, there are people, there are clients, there are worshippers who like those hot ministers. And I tell you, there are people too who does not even like those ones that they will come and tell you, no. See, everybody have their class as far as market is concerned. Okay, so what you want, that is why you see, in our churches today, what we have, we don't even have a really church growth, but what we have is what we brought as well, church migration. People are looking for where to get, satisfied. Okay, so in service, we said it is not tangible, you can't feel it. But because of the intangible nature of it, most of the time, it is not what you see in the picture. It is not what you see in the picture that you see in the real sense. Okay, so they may have marketed a product for you in the television through advert, but by the end of the day, the content of what it was marketed to you is not even what you're seeing. And by the end of the day, you bother to be telling yourself that no wonder why they say that seeing is a believing. No, I don't like this one. I don't like this one. So one of the challenges is that because of the intangible nature of it, clients, they are at risk. Clients, they are at risk. You see, oftentimes people will tell you, say, send me a picture. And once I see the picture, I will know whether I like it or not. And oftentimes, payments are even made. Transactions are being carried out without even the potential client seeing the real thing he's buying. And oftentimes too, sorry, my viewer at home, maybe your father may be a real estate consultant. Sometimes, they will not even give you the actual road leading to where the property is. They can pick one very smooth earth road. They've just picked that road. Any bad spot, they will dodge it. They have given you, this is the building. The building is okay. But they won't give you the actual road. Now, by the time you finish paying, you now want to go either maybe to parking. That is when you now go, agent, come, this is not the road you showed me there. He said, okay, no, now the road now. Look, see the picture where? For where? See, in marketing, we try to make sure that our clients are convinced. Even when the roads are bad, we want to convince them. Even when the food is salty, want to make them, this salt is good to the body, even when the sugars are much, we want to convince you, your body needs sugar. See, every businessman out there want to make sure that, their clients are convinced. So one of the problems, fakes is that most of the time, we buy this under risk. We pay for some services under risk. Some person may be well dressed, but they are 419. You see, people are looking for well dressed people. Now, the next number 2 there is the quality of the content of what you are buying. So you cannot really ascertain the quality. So one of the problems they face again is quality of the product. Quality of the product. We have marketed it, but to really ascertain the quality, you have not seen it. I have not seen Mr. XYZ, but I have heard this is what he does. And by the end of the day, by the time I have paid some money, see, most of the time clients will pay money for service, and by the end of the day, it's not even what you pay for that you are even seeing. It's not what you pay for. So there are a lot of plenty challenges that these people in the business world faced. And that is why oftentimes, you have few credible men. And because they are few and they are credible, of course, the prices of their service too is not a chicken change. Just like you have outside there, you have lawyers and you have lawyers too. So some are, let me not use the other one, but they call them charge and bill lawyers. Most of them don't have office. So some of them too, can be perching in one corner too. But they are lawyers too. Some have office. And oftentimes too, when they have court matter to present, they have one of their friends too. They can go there and do that work there. Sometimes too, they even refer you, hey, oh boy, see, my office is so point. It's not the owner of the office there. So, but by the end of the day, he drops some money with the owner of the office. Plenty lot of challenges in the business world. No money to really pay, for office. Now, one major, problem in this business or in these challenges faced by the service industry is what we refer to as standardization. The standard and personalization. So we consider standard and we consider the person involved. So most of the time we cannot ascertain the personality of the person. So when we use personalization, we talk about the real person. Because oftentimes too, somebody who is a 419, you will know that it's a 419. Not until it has taken a lot of time to gain everything about you before it shows you that his occupation is to do people. His occupation is to defraud people. 419, they are very smart and they are very intelligent, they are very articulate. They don't just storm you today and defraud you. It takes a lot of time. Be going around like rats that want to eat a fish. After you have too much trusted them, that is when they now strike. So one of the problems that the service industry faces most of the time is the problem of standard. So this standard, in the product world, standard is equally involved. In the service world too, standard is equally involved. And that is why today, in some country, in some states in Nigeria, there are places where you go to. Like if you want to talk about real estate business in Nigeria, there's this particular figure, they call it this one. The owner of this business is a bastard billionaire in Nigeria and even in the world. This one, they call it, say, Property World African Network. So there's no place in Nigeria where this man is not found. So in every state, in every local government, in every town, in every city, he is there. So today, if you want to buy land, Doc, I'm marketing your business here too. I know he has some people that are watching me. Now, people want to buy business, land from this man. Because if you buy land from this man, if that land have issue today, tomorrow, and the man want to refund you, how much is that your money? He says it's 10 million. It won't take him more than 5 seconds. Let's say 5 minutes. That money don't go back. And in fact, this man property, you cannot even enter the property. Because all his property have, survey plan, they are C of O. In all their, lands and survey in Nigeria. So this one is highly connected. So when you talk about part of the challenges faced by this service industry, standardization and personalization. Okay, so people look at who is bringing this thing. Now, when you go to Nollywood, we watch Nollywood, and there are faces of person who want to see Nollywood. And sometimes too, you see, business people, they are wonderful. Sometimes too, the package that you see outside there, those who used to buy a CD play or go to rent a CD play. If your pet Edochie is not there, wouldn't want to buy it. We wouldn't want to rent it. We want to look for the one that Mike Oslonye is. What is it? The other young man, plenty lot of name, Zubi. You know, see, this face is sometime in the packaging of this product, people have to go and put the faces of these people there. That's deception. Okay, so in this service, you have plenty of deceptions. And that is why people today want to go for credible people before they make any buying, before they, they commit their money to your business. Then we talked about, we said the prices, just like today, let me use the legal firm. It's not every lawyer that have office. Okay, so if I have office now as a lawyer, you are coming to consult me. You're not coming to consult me with okay, let's say for instance, I want to prepare deed of assignment for you. The price I will give you is not the same thing that the one that is roadside. So roadside can collect cheaper because it is not paying shop rent. I know my friends there, they are not happy with me that I'm insulting. Bros, I'm not insulting you. The issue that I'm just a realist. I'm just saying it the way it is. That the one that has office will charge differently. Different from the one that don't have office. Because you are adding a shop rent now. Okay, Abi, hey, boy, I know you may understand what I am telling you. But the issue that if you have an office, by the end of the year, you must settle your landlord. So when you are, interacting with your client, you are adding office rent. Even that fan you are enjoying there, fan is blowing you, AC is blowing you. You think it's just free like that? No, the man too is an intelligent lawyer too. He has added office rent, maybe 2 naira. The fan that is being generated from electricity is adding 1 naira there. The fan compound where you are just entered and you are enjoying the atmosphere. The other bill, okay, they offer you 1 bottle water, and by the end of the day, that 1 bottle water, where is the money coming from? Is the money coming from heaven? No, the money is not coming from heaven. The money is coming from somewhere. So by the end of the day, as a businessman, in fact, that's why today people, come to business school, where most of us are, lecturers there. They come to business school where we teach them this business. And what do we teach them? How to make profit. We teach them how to make profit. Because business is all about what? Making a profit. Now, we say setting price. Setting prices is one of the challenges faced in the service world. Setting price. So oftentimes, people want to go to where the prices of items are cheap. And of course, if you buy where the items are cheap, there are other pros and cons that follows it. Okay, so, but if you want something credible, like a lawyer was telling me, he said, if problem comes up tomorrow, for me going to court with you, I should have been able to, be smiling. That after all, that deed I prepared for you. See, deed today that lawyers prepare. So some of the deed too, they tell you this deed is 500,000. Only 3 pieces of a document. They tell you it's 500,000. But there are places where you go to, the man will just collect 50,000 naira. See, that one, he wouldn't want to consider the trouble that will come out of it tomorrow. Of course, lawyers are intelligent. I know why they keep saying that they are the most learned on earth. He will defend himself. He just gave me a job, and that job, I've delivered the job. So setting of prices in this business is a major challenge. Okay, so we cannot do the same thing. So you come and do your own. The AIP come and do its own too. Then finally, we have testing new services. So most of the time, you want to leave a man who will be offering you a service to go and meet another man again you feel can offer the service better. I know fully well that, let's say for instance, you are a tenant, you just entered a place, you are paying a house rent, you are paying an agreement fee, you are paid a caution fee, you are paid plenty lot of bills inside. And tomorrow, you just feel like, no, this one is becoming tight. Let me look for another one again. Now, If you're going to go and look for another house, hey, you there looking at me, yeah, will you just come and pay just the rent? You will just come and pay the rent. So, checking, trying to thanks services, is a major challenge. If you want to leave point one to point two, the major challenge there, if you leave the first one to the second one, if you leave the first one to the second one, that simply means you are paying a new rent. Having paid a new rent, you are settling the agent, because you won't go and bring the first agent and tell the agent, hey guy, I just want to change a location. Okay, I'll pay you before. That time, that last 3 years, I'll pay you before. There's no need to pay you again. The boy will tell you, or the man will tell you, whether you are okay, I will just go and offer the service to you. And when I return back to my house, I will tell them, this service was offered some years back. It is not done that way. We said testing a new service is a constant challenge. It's always a constant challenge in the business world. So while I begin to draw the curtain for today, we have been considering service. We have been considering service, and we have said initially that service is business that people create for themselves. People create business. They want to make it and mix. They want to survive. Because just like the Bible will tell you, say there's no food for a lazy man. So everybody out there, are offering one or two services. Okay? So if you go to real estate business, people are there offering their own service based on their own capacity. You go to the market square too there, the popular busy on German market. Guys who are there, they don't have shop, but they offer service. And by the end of the day, nobody return from any of this business without having something in their pocket. Even if the Igbo man is telling you today is a bad market, when Igbo man is telling you it's a bad market, check his pocket. You will see nothing less than over a time they will hold $500,000 and they will tell you today in a bad market. Because they have this expectation of making so much million. But somebody who just go out today, what did he even say? Nothing. You only offer service. And oftentimes, the customer that you helped, come to buy you food. So A will buy you breakfast, C will buy you lunch, even D will even buy you dinner. And by the end of the day, for this good service you are just giving to me, just hold this one. And oftentimes you receive money, good money, from a very good client, just because you offer the good service. We went further to talk about the characteristics of service. We said point number one is lack of ownership. These men that are there, they don't have shop. They don't have permanent place. Just like most people who are selling, who are hawkers. Those hawkers, they don't have permanent places. So, and that's why if you go and buy phone from somebody that is just on the wheelbarrow, if that phone has problem tomorrow, you don't have where to go and trust the person. But if it's a person that have a shop, you know where to track the person. So we said one of the characteristics is lack of ownership. Lack of ownership. Then we went further to talk about intangibility. Intangibility. Everything offered in this service here, in this service world here, they are just service we're offering. We're offering service. We are not selling okra. We are not selling onion. We are not selling commodity food. But what we're doing here is we offer service. Service that people, we enjoy. They sit down paying money. Like in the DSTV world today, people will come to recharge, GoTV with almost like 50,000 naira, 30,000 naira, and the rest of them. They are comfortable at home watching these popular Nollywood actors. They are happy. The children in the household, they are happy. And of course, when you recharge too, when you are not in the house, children can be in the house too. And what are children watching? To the adult one, some are watching a Z-War. So Z-War, market is moving. What is it called? Those toy, people are there too, watching cartoon. They are watching cartoon. And by the end of the month, by the time the thing expire, these people, computer, wonderful people, the thing just sits, bam, just like NTA. When your phone is well loaded, you can talk to pussycat in your house, you can talk to rats, you can talk to cockroach, and enjoy yourself. But by the time, that token you pay expire, NTA will not say because you didn't make good, calls. NTA will not tell you because you didn't make good call. It's not as if NTA were not monitoring the course you were making. No. They were monitoring the course you were making. So there's something like you didn't make good call. So by the end of the day, they put full stuff for you there and just recharge again. You can go again and keep recharging. So all these ones, we enjoy their services. Even if you're not just seeing it, but we're enjoying the service. We are feeling it. We are not seeing the air, but we're feeling the air. So that is how the service is. You can't touch it, but you're feeling it. And you're enjoying it. You are enjoying it. Then the next one there is inseparability. I said by the word inseparability, it means it cannot be separated. Okay? Just like my oga, that is videoing me here. You can't do without him. There is another organ too who have to sit down and analyze this work. Only he cannot even do the work alone. Just like a man cannot run the house alone. The man need the presence of the wife, and as well as the children. So all these ones cannot be separated. Oftentimes, to parents in the house, they will tell you, this weekend, please go to XYZ house. You should go there and do weekend. And you realize that over the period that these people live in the house, you begin to feel their impact. So even the activity in the house, they are inseparable. So in this business world, we said part of the characteristic is inseparability. Then you have perishability. Okay, so we say for this one, it does not get bad. You can't even store it. So it cannot be stored. So if my services is not welcome today, tomorrow it can be welcome in another better way. Okay, so that is how it goes. So by perishability or whatever, we simply means that it cannot be stored. It cannot be stored. Then we talked about heterogeneity. Heterogeneity. We said there is no service that is the same. There is no service that is the same. Then we talked about challenges. Challenges that goes on in this business world. It's a very big one. Because the issue is that we actually want to service, but the issue is that we cannot just prove the authenticity of what you are offering, not until you come. So most of these things, people will just stay in Lagos or they will stay in Japan and they will tell you this thing is working. Somebody can be in Japan and tell you land in Nigeria, you can get land of 500,000 in a very busy place. Which side? For where? They just want the money to leave their pocket and come to their own. But you see, all these ones we know people are doing. It's just for money to leave your hand. There's no business, there's no transaction without a profit. There's no transaction without a profit. Even when sometimes you go to withdraw money and the thing decline. Let me come to the bank people. The thing decline. They will tell you the thing has declined. The money, the transaction they say have declined. All of a sudden, we now go. And by that time, you have gone. Only to come back tomorrow, the person will tell you, no, the money is not in my system. The money is not in my system. Please go to the bank. They can even give you whatever you go to the bank. And by the time you go to the bank will say, give me 7 days. Give us 7 days. We're going to reverse it. See, they are there with us in the time past. They will tell you we have reversed it. I can't see the money in my phone. It says it's in your system. So how can you reverse it in your system and it's not in my own? So lot of challenges that oftentimes we don't get satisfied. So part of those challenges fixed is that we don't actually get, we are very uncertain. We are very uncertain. When we are embarking on most of this patronage, we patronize people. We do this thing very uncertain. Just because we saw your advert. We saw your advert and we just assume this thing is luxury. This thing will be good for us. So we cannot ascertain the service, number one. Two, we cannot even ascertain the authenticity of the product. Then, of course, standardization, we don't know. We can see you on suit. We don't know whether you are suffering from epilepsy. Only for us to get to the side, we discover that you are suffering from one or two things. And all these ones are not in the picture. The picture we just saw there, they were very good picture. But the issue there is that, the content of what most businessmen are delivering are not just it. So by the end of the day, they are leaving the client to suffer big shipwreck. Then finally, we have said testing of services. Testing of services. Where is the client that is bearing the brunt. So if you leave point A to point B, it's another different deal entirely. is another different deal entirely. So in a service world, you have that these main businesses are being created, people are smiling, we have the characteristics, then we have equally, the con that comes with it, which most of the time people spend money and they'll be crying, if I had known, I wouldn't have embarked on this business. Well, oftentimes we advise, these businessmen who offer these services. Please, when you are running your business, remember tomorrow. Because if you misbehave in one particular point, in another particular point, you will need this client, you will need this customer, to come and patronize you. So when you are doing your business today, ensure that you are, living a very clean slate in such a way that tomorrow you can toil on that same path. There's this proverb, in our place. They say, if rain happen to be falling now, you decided to hide under a tree, the rain will soon stop. And by the time the rain now stop, you decided to cut the tree down. Tomorrow, another rain will come. And when the rain comes tomorrow, you will not see where to hide yourself. So you are learning to pass your exam, learn very well. You are learning, as part of our business school, learn it very well and do the business well. Don't go there and default people. Let what you are projecting be the real content of what the people are getting. So when you are delivering, deliver very well. There are people who will collect your goods. They are faster than you. The mama cannot walk faster, and before you know, they just move and disappear. And in fact, like Christmas is around the corner. Mommy and daddy over there, I know it's not only our audience, that you are part of the audience too that are watching. Anybody, any wheelbarrow that is helping you to carry bag of rice, indomie, tomatoes, and whatever, please try to borrow legs and follow them very well, because if not, when they disappear, that item that worth over 150,000 will just disappear into the thin air. All right, so once again, I want to encourage our viewers at home, always tune to Firm Global Academy. In Firm Global Academy, plenty lot of things that pass across. We teach students to pass their school SAT, pass their GCE, and equally pass their JAM. I'm not only teaching students, we equally have potential businessmen and women listen to us all over the world. So we want to encourage you, always click to subscribe to this channel and ensure you are learning. And when you are learning, please avoid defrauding people. God bless you. See you same time in this channel. Good day.